So, Sweden. The new operational areas of Arbetsförmedlingen. 1 divides with 3 becomes 1. Question mark. How is it even possible? This was our organization up until June this year. You see the green lines? Here we had the head office. This was the operational areas. Divided into 3 regions, follow Sweden, north, mid, south. And each region were basically divided into 3 or 4 different market areas, where all the operational business was done, basically. And also, I forgot the digital services, sorry, customer services that were basically on telephone, but today it's more or less only digital. And this is our new organization. We've done something quite extraordinary, I must say. We have divided our operational areas into 3. It's Arbetsförmedlingen Job Seeker, Arbetsförmedlingen Employer, and Arbetsförmedlingen Direct. Direct is only digital. And you see them here. That is the Arbetsförmedlingen, the blue here. The head office is basically here now. So the operational areas have got a lot more space than the head office. So it's the other way around, as it was before. Each Arbetsförmedling has now 6 regions instead of 3 in total over the country. Under every region we have a different number of units, a different number of sections. But all these 3 Arbetsförmedlingen has full responsibility for the customers from A to Z, as long as they're registered with them. Because what's also happened is that we are saying direct first. We're trying to steer the customers to go online, to register online directly, and then it will be a division from there to either employers or job seekers, depending on what kind of service they want or need. So basically, why we have done this is to put a bigger focus on the customer, make it easy to specialize. Either we work with job seekers or we work with employers. And also to enhance collaboration between us 3 within the Arbetsförmedlingen. A better way, an easier way to steer and manage. Flexibility, and I will explain more about that in the next picture. An ability to change. With me so far? Yeah. Because the thing is, our aim is that our customers will experience a seamless flow between the 3 different. So you can enter Arbetsförmedlingen Direct and go to Job Seeker, but you can also enter the Direct if you're an employer, and then you get divided and directed to the employer. But you can also start with digital, go to a local Arbetsförmedlingen and go back after having an in-depth service. So there will be a seamless flow between the 3. But as Eva also said this morning, we are in a huge transformation phase. We have been for the last 5 years. This is actually a result of the renewal trip that was started in 2014, end of 14 and beginning of 15. So what's going to happen next year, we really don't know. But this is as it looks today. We also developed a new business logic. We're going from unspecified demands and expectations to empowerment for the customer. It's the customer who actually owns their own business. We are not owning their business anymore. It's owned by the customer. From administrative decision-making to added value services. From IT support to IT core. Because it's based on IT today, since we have Arbetsförmedlingen and Direct. We're becoming more and more digital. From generalists to specialists, because that was something that we used to be during the 90s and the 2000s. We used to be specialists. And then we were all supposed to be generalists. But we've discovered it doesn't really work. So we're going back to the specialization instead.
Can I have a question?
No.
What?
So sorry, David. No.
It's a side question,
Okay.
obviously. But what's generalist? You are working with employers and job
Yeah,
seekers.
before, in the old organization, we used to work, if you worked at the local office, you could work with employers, you could work with job seekers, with youth, with old, disabled, whatever.
Both you had in the
Yeah.
case.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what's happened now in the new organization is that this is the weird part in my books, because we still have the same office space, but if you and me were working together, you work with employers and I work with job seekers, and we have different bosses, but we work in the same office.
Okay.
Do you see the challenge?
Yes, but we have this way.
Uh-huh.
Oh, then I'm expecting input from you. Great. Okay. From my customer, as I mentioned before, from my customer to the business of the customer. That is the most important thing for us today. And from geographical dependency to seamless digital independence. And that is, of course, has to do with the digital possibilities. Because we should not forget that in Sweden, up north, in the mid-country, we can be having to travel at least 4 hours to get to a local office. Because the distance up north is really, really long. So having the digital possibility really increases the ability for the person to get in touch with us. From unplanned to planned, because what's happened is that we have actually closed down most of our open entrances. We have very specific opening hours, like 2 hours, 3 hours a day. Only certain offices. In Stockholm, we only have 6 offices in all of Stockholm that are open like 4 hours a day. And that's it. Because we're trying to steer them to digital. And also, if you are going to come to to a local office, it should be a booked, planned discussion or meeting. And so far it's actually working. I don't know if you have newer figures than me, but in September, everybody who wanted to register with Arbetsförmedlingen, 86% did it online.
86.
86%, which is a very, very high number. And it's increasing month by month. And also, we are developing for people who actually are in need of a translator. We're developing services online, on the phone, so they can get immediate assistance and register online. So it's coming. And we're also moving from unclear division of responsibility to a well-functioning partnership. Well-functioning, we're hoping. We're not there yet, it's only been 4 months. But this is the division between employer and job seeker. How do we actually get us together again? So, our challenges are how we now, as we are divided into 3, how can we be perceived as one? But not only by the customers, but also by ourselves. Because there is a deep, basic need, human need to belong, us and them. How can we avoid this pitfall? And how do we ensure that the customer experiences a seamless flow, but without noticing all the stitches that keeps us together? And that the employment officer actually facilitates the customer's journey and understands that it's the customer's needs, not our needs, and respect the previous made assessment by a colleague, because that has unfortunately been the case sometimes. And in terms of being a learning organization, this, of course, as you understand, this challenge puts a really huge demand on us and our management and our steering. How can we facilitate and ensure the development of the staff behavioral culture, and yet ensuring an added-on value experience for the customer? That's it.
Thank you, Lena.
Thank you.
So, a bit of a challenge here today, and of course this is the reason why we workshop, because we don't have the answers. So good to listen to what you all have to say and what you want to contribute in all these questions. And we now have 3 different areas where we discuss, and I suppose Lena or Laila is going to that table. It's Lena.
And I'm taking Hilde with me.
Okay. Hilde cannot choose, she has to move.
I'm supposed to move.
Oh, you're used to that, yes. Okay, I get it. And now we're going to have 15 minutes of discussion. And we also have somebody at every table who writes.